to the gist with Mo4567
Forbidden Desert is a game about a bunch of archaeologists or treasure hunters who fly to the Forbidden Desert. Once they get there, their helicopter crashes. These tiles are all laid out randomly every game, but they're all laid out in this 5x5 row with a space in the middle, which represents the eye of the storm. And wherever this crashed helicopter tile comes up, that's where everybody starts. I have set it up to be played with 4 rolls, but you could play anywhere from 2 to 5. The game actually comes with 6 rolls, so at least 1 roll will not be used in every game. The reason you all came to the desert was in search of this flying machine. You wanted to bring it back and, get fame and fortune for discovering it. Basically, there are 4 parts scattered around the desert, and you have to find it. Once you have found all 4 parts, you put it on the flying machine, and then you take off. That's the theme. Mechanically, it means you just have to find all 4 parts and then get all the people, however many rolls you're playing with, get them all on the landing pad and take off, and you win the game. The game comes with this sandstorm meter, and you can see that it scales for different numbers of players. There's 2 and there's 3. Anyhow, as you can see here, I have it set for 4 rolls and set as normal difficulty. This means you basically draw 3 cards at the end of every turn, and as this marker goes up and up, you're going to be drawing more and more cards. If it gets up there, that's one of the ways you lose. Over here you can see 3 of the rolls. This pawn I just put on to help me keep track of whose turn it is. I just move it. But this is actually a pawn for the white guy, the meteorologist. But you got your climber, your navigator, your explorer, and you also have 4th role archaeologist. And they have their special powers and stuff. But the main thing is each of them has a water thing. If they ever get down to there, basically, if one of them dies, then that's another way you can lose the game. You also have this stack of sand tiles. Every time you draw one of these storm cards, you're going to move some of the tiles on the board, and every time you move a tile, you're going to place one of those sand markers on it. If this ever runs out, then you lose the game. So how's the game play? Well, on each turn, on each player's turn, they could take up to 4 actions, and then you draw storm cards, the number depending on where the storm meter is set to. And that's it. Now the 4 actions are move. That means move to any adjacent tile. Clear sand. So you can clear sand on a tile you're on or on an adjacent tile. Clear sand means you just take it off and put it on the back on the stack. The next thing you can do is excavate. So any tile you're on, you can flip it over and excavate it. And an excavated tile is excavated for the rest of the game. And the last thing you can do is pick up a part. So like I said, there are these parts you're using that you're searching for. These are your 4 parts that you put on the airship. So you're searching for them. So if you've actually found the location of one or more of the parts, you can go to that tile and you can pick up that part. Now, let's say a tile has more than 1 sand on it. That means the tile is blocked. You are not allowed to travel to that tile. You're not allowed to move to it. What you can do is you can do the action clear sand on any adjacent tile so you can remove it, right? Put it there. Now, you can move to a tile as one of your actions. You can move to a block tile, but you can't excavate it until there is no sand left. So first you would have to, let's say you're this guy, you would move, then you would, second action, remove the sand, and third action, you would flip it over. And what's on the other side? Oh, looky. It's a hint to where a certain part is. This part. which looks like this. I've now reset up the game. I'm going to play a bit by myself so that I can show you what happens in a round, in the middle of a round, so you can actually see some of the more difficult or interesting decisions, and I can also kind of show some of the emergent gameplay that evolves through your choices and through whatever cards come out. You should just keep in mind a few things. One is that these three tiles, they're potential sources of water. This is your crash helicopter pad that you start up on each game. All the tiles are randomly placed at the beginning of each game, so the helicopter could start there, it could start there. Who knows? The only thing that's constant is, in the beginning of the game, this Eye of the Storm. The next time, on the next screen, just be aware that like the tiles move around, right? That's what happens when you flip the storm cards. The tiles move around. So this is your Eye of your Storm. It's going to move around the board pretty much. So you know, this tile might be over here by the time I start filming again. Okay, I have now played a few turns into the game, a few rounds, and as you can see, the board looks very different than it did. Now, what do these tiles mean? Well, you see this tile here? You see this gear symbol? That means you get to pick up one of these gear cards. Whoever excavates a tile with a gear symbol gets one of those gear cards, and they help you in some way. This tile is not only a gear card, but it's also a tunnel. Tunnels protect you from the sun beats down card. When the sun beats down, you have to drink one water, and if you drink all your water, you die. So if you're in a tunnel, you're protected. The other thing the tunnel does is it allows you to move to another tunnel. I don't know if that's a tunnel, but if it was, and it was excavated, you, for one movement, would be able to move to the other tunnel space, all while being protected from the sun. So that's pretty good. If you've played Pandemic, it's like a research station, going from one research station to the other. I was lucky. The sun was beating down a lot, and I was losing a lot of water, but I was able to actually find the two wells in the game. This is the third well in the game, as you can see by the water drop and you know, that tree by the spring, but it's actually a mirage. There are two wells and one mirage in the game. I was lucky enough to not find the mirage. However, I'm pretty much out of water, so I gotta find tunnels, use solar shields, which also protect you from the sun, and do that well. So, let's see the state of affairs. Climber has 3 water. The climber is the black pawn. He's allowed to move onto block tiles, and whenever he moves, he could take one other player with him. He cannot be buried. What buried means is you're on a tile that has more than 2 sand on it. You didn't move onto it because you can't, but at some point you got buried. Like you were saying on the tile, you got buried. If you're buried, the only thing you're allowed to do is move sand from your tile. You cannot do anything else. He also has secret water reserve, so for no action at any time, he can take 2 water. In this game, you're actually allowed to trade water with anyone on your tile. You're also allowed to trade these equipment cards with anyone on your tile. Those are free. In Forbidden Island, they cost an action. In Forbidden Desert, they are free. They do not. This one allows you to remove all sand. Yellow guy is a navigator. His special move is he can move another player up to 3 unblocked tiles per action. So for 1 action, he can move another player 3 spaces. Next is the Explorer. The Explorer can do stuff diagonally. He can clear sand, he can move, and he could use the Dune Blaster, which is this guy, diagonally. Oops. And last is the Archaeologist. For when he clears sand, he can clear 2 tiles. 2 sand tiles. Normally you can only clear 1, archaeologists can clear 2. So let's play through 1 round and see what happens. Okay, let's we gotta start clearing up. So 1 action, then 2 actions. Oh, another tunnel. So now we can move between those 2 tunnels for free. 2 and gets a gear card because of the gear symbol. And this is a Doom Blaster that lets you, for free, blow away all the sand on 1 tile that's next to you. Although the Explorer, the green guy, can move diagonal as well. He can blow sand away diagonally. So that's 2 actions. 3 and 4. Oh, another gear card. Gear cards are helpful, but they're not, they don't win the game for you. This gear card is a solar shield. So for 1 entire round until the start of your next turn, you are free of sun beats downpour. Okay, so now we look at where this is at, and it's still saying draw 3 cards. So let's do so. 1, oh, storm picks up. Getting close to 4 cards. 2. Okay, so this means you move all the tiles to the into the eye of the storm. So you move 3 tiles into the eye of the storm. So 1, 2, 3, and all the tiles you move, you put sand on. So 1, 2, and 3. And shoot, we flip over 1 more card. Oh, great. The other way. The same 3 tiles. 1, 2, 3. So now our dear Explorer is buried. Shoot. Okay. Next is the Navigator. What can the Navigator do? All right. Well, for 1 action, he can move here because he's moving between tunnels. For a 2nd action, he can clear this. For a 3rd action, he can move onto it. He could have done those 2 actions vice versa, moved and then cleared because it wasn't blocked. For his 4th action, he's going to excavate. And all he gets is a gear card. This is a jetpack. It allows you to move to any unblocked tile. And you can bring 1 person along. I think what I'm going to do is use his Doom Blaster. Throw that in the discard pile. And knock away all that sand. Because once the sand runs out, the game is over. Let's put that back. Still have a bit of sand left. Okay, that's his turn. Now we draw 3 cards. 1, jeez. 2, right, so 2 cards up into the eye of the storm. And 3. Okay, so now we have the Explorer. So for he has to first unblock the tile. He has to, so that's his first action because he was buried. For a 2nd action, he's going to go there and excavate. That's his 3rd action, is excavating. And he gets a gear. Terrascope allows you to look under an unexcavated tile. So let's still have one more action. So let's spin the Terrascope. Let's see what's under this tile. Oh, it's just a gear tile. It's not worth excavating. Now, the Explorer's ability is he can do stuff diagonally. So he's going to remove this sand tile because maybe there's something underneath there. Now we draw 3 cards. So 1. We have a block tunnel, not good. And now the deck has been exhausted, so now reshuffle. And we draw 2 more cards. Storm picks up. So, no, this doesn't take effect until the next storm turn. Okay, and then we do his turn. So for his first action, he's going to take the part. Now his special action is he can remove 2 sand tiles at once. So do I want to go up here and start removing stuff from them? Or that was his first action. No. We got to excavate here. Second. Shoot. Second, third, and fourth. Ooh, tunnel. Nice. And he gets a Dune Blaster. So he's going to use that on this. Not because he needs that. This is a Mirage, as you can see. As opposed to this one. Right? Same back, but it's a well. But because you don't want the sand pile to run out. Now, that's what he did, so let's draw 3 cards. 1. This tunnel is getting blocked more and more. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, sun beats down. Okay, when a sun beats down, anybody not in a tunnel or that hasn't used a solar shield, which I haven't used, they lose 1 water. So red does not lose a water, but everybody else does. So we move these down. And 4. Oh, great. Again. As you can see, we're getting dangerously low. Now, if the Clamor was on the... Well, actually, what he can do is use his secret water reserve, except we want people to be on the same tile as him, so they also get the benefit. So we'll wait to use that. But don't forget, if they were on the same tile, he could give his water to that guy or that guy if he wanted to, all for free. So that's pretty much around. I guess the last thing to show would be, for example, let's say this was empty, or if it wasn't, let's say it was like this, and the Explorer was here, and it was his turn. So what not the Explorer, sorry, the Archaeologist. What he could do is, with his ability, remove 2 for 1 action. Go here, action 2. Action 3, flip this tile. And as you can see, it is the second one of these are revealed. Right? So what you do is you find out where they intersect. And you take that part and you put it there. And then, let's say he had the jetpack, right? So for free, he could go here. And then for his last action, he could take it. And that's pretty much how the game works. Basically, you keep playing until you find the launch pad. Once you get all 4 parts, you get everybody onto the launch pad, and then the game is over. No more resolving storm cards. There's no last round of that. You just get there, you get to the airship, and you escape the desert. If you're playing this game with children, you can actually put all the parts on the airship, and then at the end of the game, when everybody's on the launch pad, you can, take off and enjoy. When I play the game, I never take the airship out of the box because it's complete bling. It is nothing. Even these parts could be replaced with cubes. Like, it's really nice plastic, and it's great of Gamewright to supply it, but really it's just overdone chrome. I shouldn't say overdone. It's not it's not needed. Now the big question: do I recommend the game? I've only played it 3 times, all 3 times in novice. This game was actually my first one trying it out in normal mode, and it was much harder. In novice, you only draw 2 cards at a time, meaning your first thing through the deck will be much slower. In normal, you're going 3 cards at a time, so it's more exciting, truth be told. It's a great co-op game. It's a great solitaire game. You could play it with kids, you could play it with casuals, you could play it with newbies, you could play it with non-gamers. It's really a good co-op game. It's not too light. It's got some good choices. One thing I miss from Forbidden Island is you only shuffle this deck when you go through it. In Forbidden Island, I really like, and in Pandemic, when you shuffle the discard onto the top of the deck, I really like that mechanic. However, something I like here is, unlike in Forbidden Island, where you could be losing tiles just due to luck and get screwed, in this game, you don't lose tiles. You just get sand tiles buried, and you can remove them, You can, especially with the archaeologists up there, you can remove those sand tiles. So it's more a game of excavating, and you don't have your hand of cards like in Forbidden Island, although you do get these items. I think the game's a lot of fun, and for $25, it is definitely a great deal. Great components, nice theme, wide appeal, except for gamers, I would say. Even though I'm a gamer, but I like to play it solitaire. It's easy to grab and just break out and play it for 45 minutes. So yeah, my recommendation is totally go for it. You get a lot of bang for your buck with this one. It's a great game, and I hope this was helpful. Cheers all.